Hi all, welcome you back to the lecture video session on inductance due to the external flux and the rest of the portions of module 3 parameters, that is a transmission line parameters. So now the above expression, like in the previous video we were discussing about the inductance due to the external flux, and we arrived at the point where we defined the equation. We derived the equation for psi 1p is equal to 2 into 10 to the power minus 7 I1 ln 1 over d11 plus I2 ln 1 over d12 plus so on up to In ln 1 over d1n. If we keep this equation as number 3, the above expression is valid only if the sum of the currents are 0. Otherwise, we will not be able to substitute the equation 2 in equation 1. So, above expression is valid only when sum of all the currents are equal to 1. Next one, we are going to consider the inductance of the composite conductor lines. The conductor lines can be composite because when we see the underground cables, we will have the composite lines, as well as in the overhead transmission line, these composite lines exist. So we are going to consider the conductor P and conductor Q, which has got the composite conductors like A, B, C, A dash, B dash, C dash, and we are going to consider the one of the conductor as X and the other conductor Q has got the conductor Y. Now we are going to consider this single phase 2-wire system. So we are considering two conductors here, and these conductors are nothing but P and Q. Now P consists of the X identical parallel filaments. So one of such, each one of the filament carries a current of I divided by X. Here also consider Q consists of the conductor Q consists of Y elements, Y filaments, with each filament carrying a current of minus I divided by Y. So in the conductor P, I by X flows. In the conductor Y, minus I divided by Y flows. Now with this, conductor Y carries a current of I amperes, which is in the opposite direction of X. That's why we are considering this as minus I divided by Y. Now the total flux linkages in the filament due to all the current in all the filaments is given by psi A is equal to 2 into 10 to the power of minus 7 into I divided by X ln 1 over dAA plus I divided by X ln 1 over dAB. The conductors here are A, B, C and X in the conductor P. First we will consider the conductor P, next we will consider the conductor Y. So when we are considering the conductor P in the equation, what we can write is I divided by X into ln 1 over dAA plus I divided by X into ln 1 over dAB plus I divided by X into ln 1 over dAC up to I divided by X into ln 1 over dAX plus 2 into 10 to the power of minus 7 into minus I divided by Y into ln 1 over dAA dash plus minus I divided by Y into ln 1 over dAB dash plus minus I divided by Y into ln 1 over dAC dash plus minus I divided by Y into ln 1 over dAY. Now this is equal to 2 into 10 to the power of minus 7 I divided by X ln 1 over dAA plus ln 1 over dAB plus ln 1 over dAC plus ln 1 over dAX plus, when this is minus, we are taking the minus also as a common factor out. So this is minus 2 into 10 to the power minus 7 I divided by Y common factor ln 1 over dAA dash plus ln 1 over dAB dash plus ln 1 over dAC dash plus ln 1 over dAY. Now I is also a common factor. Let's take I also out. So ln 1 over dAA to the power of 1 over X plus ln 1 over dAB to the power of 1 over X. So here up to this ln 1 over dAX to the power of 1 over X. Here also minus 2 into 10 to the power minus 7 I into, similarly ln 1 over dAA dash to the power of 1 over Y plus ln 1 over dAB dash to the power 1 by Y up to ln into 1 over dAY to the power of 1 by Y. Now this is equivalent to 2 into 10 to the power of minus 7 into I I into ln square root of yth root of 1 dAA dash dAB dash up to dAY whole over square root of, that is xth root of dAA, dAB and dAX. Now the inductance of the filament is nothing but equal to L is equal to psi divided by I. Now So square root of, that is LA is nothing but equal to psi A divided by current IA, that is IA is nothing but I divided by X. This is equal to 2x into 10 to the power of minus 7 into ln square root the whole multiplied by yth root of DAA dash DAB dash up to DAY whole over xth root of DAA DAB up to DAX. Now the inductance of the filament B is given by LB is equal to psi B divided by the current that is flowing here is I divided by X, because it is the LB. Now this is equal to 2x into 10 to the power minus 7 ln square multiplied by whole multiplied by yth root of whichever the conductor that we are considering here. Suppose now we are considering the B conductor. So we will start with the B, dBA dash dBB dash up to dBy whole divided by square xth root of dBA dBB up to dBx. Now if we consider the C, then it will be LC is equal to psi C divided by I divided by X, that is equal to 2x into 10 to the power minus 7 ln whole multiplied by yth root of DCA dash DCB C dash DCB dash and then DCC dash up to DCY whole over xth root of DCA DCB DCC up to DCX. So similarly, the average inductance of the filaments of conductor P is nothing but equal to L average is equal to LA plus LB plus LC plus up to LX divided by X. Now all the filaments have different inductances, but all of them are in parallel is 1 by X times the average of inductance, average inductance. So the inductance of the conductor P is nothing but LP is equal to L average divided by X. L average is nothing but equal to LA plus LB plus LC up to LX divided by X. So LAV divided by X into X. So LA plus LB plus LC plus LX divided by X into X will be X square. Now substituting the values of LA, LB, LC up to LX and simplifying the expression, we can write the expression for the composite conductors. LP is equal to 2 into 10 to the power of minus 7 ln whole multiplied by xyth root of DAA dash DAB dash up to DAY multiplied by DBA DBB dash up to DBY multiplied by so on conductors multiplied by DXA dash up to DXY whole divided by x squared root of DAA DAB up to DAX multiplied by DBA DBB DBX multiplied by DXA up to DXX. Sorry, dxy. Now the xy terms in the numerator are followed as a result of the product of y distances from x filaments for each of the x filaments. Now xy root of the product at x of the xy distances is called as geometric mean distance, GMD, between the conductor P and Q. It is termed as DM or GMD. Now GMD between the conductors, and it is called as mutual GMD, mutual geometric mean distance between the conductors. If we consider the denominator, which is nothing but the square root of x squared root of DAA, DAB, DBB, all those, then if we consider the denominator of the expression x squared root of x squared terms, then like DAA, DBB, then if we consider the distance of DAA, then it is the distance of the filament from itself between A and A, distance of the filament between itself from itself, which is also denoted as RA dash. This R of a separate filament is called as self GMD of the filament, self geometric mean distance of the filament. That's why we observe here that the denominator terms are DAA and then DBB, all this. So when we consider these terms, then this is called as self GMD of the filament. It is also called as geometric mean radius, GMR, as identified as DS. So the denominator has got GMR, which is denoted, which is identified as DS. Numerator has DM or GMD, geometric mean distance. So the expression can be written as, thus above expression can be written as LP is equal to So psi A is equal to 2 into 10 to the power minus 7 into IA into ln 1 by R dash. R dash is the radius of the conductor A. So now IB ln 1 by D, it is at the B conductor is at a distance of D. C conductor is also at a distance D. So equation 1. If the currents are assumed to be balanced, then IA plus IB plus IC is equal to 0. So now IA can be written as minus of IB plus IC, or IB plus IC can be minus IA. So keep this as equation 2. Now if we substitute 2 in 1, now we can say psi A is equal to 2 into 10 to the power minus 7 into IA into ln 1 divided by R dash plus IB plus IC is nothing but equal to minus IA. So now if we take IB plus IC, that is minus IA into ln 1 divided by D. Now 2 into 10 to the power minus 7 into IA is common, IA into ln 1 by R dash minus ln 1 by D. This is equal to 2 into 10 to the power minus 7 IA into ln D divided by R dash. Okay. So the inductance of the conductor A is given by LA is nothing but equal to psi divided by I. So for the conductor A, it is psi A divided by IA. Now psi A is 2 into 10 to the power minus 7 into IA into ln D divided by R dash. So this whole over IA is 2 into 10 to the power minus 7 into ln D divided by R dash. Keep this as equation 3. Now because of the symmetry between the conductor, we have already mentioned that it is conductors are symmetrically spaced, and it is considered to be at the equilateral triangle. Now the conductors B and C carries the same inductance as that of the conductor A because of the symmetry. Each phase consists of only one conductor. So now we are considering three-phase line and three conductors. It is symbolized with the three conductors, and those conductors, these three lines are symmetrically spaced. Now these three lines are symmetrically spaced, and it is also representing in the equilateral triangle. So equilateral and the symmetrical space. Now each phase consists of only one conductor. Hence this equation 3 gives the inductance per phase of the three-phase lines. Okay. For standard conductors, we write the DS instead of, whereas the single conductor we write it as R dash. So for the standard conductors, we know that it is going to be the self GMD that is going to plays a major role. So now we consider earlier, so in the previous expression we considered the symmetrical spacing. Let's consider the unsymmetrical spacing, and let's assume that the three-phase line, and we will be able to find out what is the inductance of the transmission line with the unsymmetrical spacing. So with this, the figure shows the unsymmetrical spacing. We are considering A, B, C as the conductors, and we are going to consider the conductor A. Consider the same conductors A, B, C having the radius of R but unsymmetrically spaced as shown in the figure. So now the flux linkage of the conductor A is given by psi A is nothing but equal to 2 into 10 to the power minus 7 into IA into ln 1 divided by R dash plus IB into ln 1 divided by DAB plus IC into ln 1 divided by DCA. That keep this as equation 1. Now inductance of the conductor A is nothing but LA is equal to psi A divided by IA, that is equal to 2 into 10 to the power of minus 7 into ln 1 divided by R dash plus IB divided by IA into ln 1 divided by DAB plus IC divided by IA into ln 1 divided by DCA. Keep this as equation 2. Since we are considering the unsymmetrical spacing, here if all the three currents are assumed to be balanced, then IA is the reference phasor. So if we consider the IA as the reference phasor, IB and IC are 120 degrees apart from each other, that is from the phasor IA. Since we are considering that the phase difference between each one of the current is 120 degrees in a three-phase line, then we are going to consider IA is equal to IA at an angle 0 degrees and IB is nothing but equal to IB can be expressed in terms of IA, and we always consider that in the anti-clockwise direction. So if we see this, IB is at an angle of 240 degrees from IA. So if we express IB in terms of IA, IB is equal to IA at an angle of 120 degree plus 120 degree, it is 240 degrees. Now IC can also be expressed in terms of IA, that is IC is nothing but equal to IC at an angle 120 degrees, or it is IA at an angle 2 into 10 to the power minus 7 ln dm divided by ds Henry per meters. So if we compare the above equation with the single phase two wire line, the inductance of the composite conductor is nothing but equal to L is equal to LP plus LQ, where LP is equal to inductance of the conductor P, LQ is equal to inductance of the conductor Q. Now the flux linkages in the parallel current carrying conductors is nothing but we can find out the parallel current, the flux linkages that exist between two parallel current carrying conductors, because this parallel current carrying conductors resembles the overhead transmission line. Now the figure shows the demonstration of the flux linkages in parallel current carrying conductors. Now consider the flux linkages with any one conductor A. Then there will be the flux linkages with the conductor A due to its own current, and there will be the flux linkages with this conductor due to the mutual inductance effects also. That's what it is shown here at distances of D3, D4, D5. Now if we consider this, the flux linkages with any one conductor, say A. Now in the figure it shows that there are three conductors A, B, C here, and D, E, F on the other current carrying conductors. Now the conductor B is at a distance of D1 from the conductor A, and similarly C is at a distance of D2, F is at a distance of D3, and E is at a distance of D4, D is at a distance of D5. Now the flux linkages with any one conductor, say that conductor A, there will be the flux linkages with the current with the conductor A due to its own current, as well as the current from the flux linkages will exist because of the current in the other conductors also. That is the mutual inductance effects. Now if we consider this, then the flux linkages with the conductor A due to its own current is nothing but equal to psi 1A, which is equal to mu naught into Ia divided by 2 pi multiplied by 1 by 4 plus the integral of r to infinity dx divided by x. Now the flux linkages with the conductor A due to the current IB, which is nothing but the current IB means like the current that is flowing through the conductor B, is nothing but psi 1b is equal to mu naught into Ia divided by 2 pi integral of d1 to infinity, because the distance between the conductor B and A is d1. Now d1 to infinity dx divided by x. Similarly, if we write the current equation for C, now psi 1c is nothing but equal to mu naught into Ia divided by 2 pi into distance is d2 from the conductor A. Now distance is d2 from the conductor A. If we write this equation, mu naught into Ia divided by 2 pi multiplied by integral of d2 to infinity dx divided by x. If we add all these expressions, the total flux linkages with the conductor A could be determined. That is, we can find out the total flux linkages with the conductor A. Now the total flux linkages with the conductor A is nothing but equal to mu naught into Ia divided by 2 pi into 1 by 4 plus the expression 1 by 4 plus r to infinity dx by x plus mu naught into Ib divided by 2 pi d1 to infinity into dx divided by x plus mu naught into Ia, that is mu naught into Ia divided by 2 pi into d2 integral of d2 to infinity divided by into dx divided by x. Now inductance of the three-phase lines when the conductors are in the equilateral distance, that is conductors are symmetrically spaced and that is the three-phase lines with the equilateral and then the symmetrical spacing. Now if we are let's consider this particular instance where the three-phase conductors are placed equilaterally and then it is symmetrically spaced. Now the equilateral means the distance between each one of the conductors is going to be same, and we are going to consider a equilateral triangle where the conductors are placed at the corners of the triangle and the distance between each one of them is equal to d. Now with this we can write the total flux, the equation for the total flux linkages of the conductor considering the conductor A again here. Then we can write it as the flux linkages of the conductor A is given by psi A is equal to 2 into 10 to the power minus 7 multiplied by Ia, the current that is flowing in the conductor A, into ln 1 by r dash plus Ib into ln 1 divided by d because it is at the distance d, and Ic into ln